It's 11 p.m. I'm at the DFW airport. So actually it's more like midnight, 12:23 a.m. and I just left the airport. I just dropped off my ex at the airport. My ex was visiting, and we were kind of giving it another shot, hanging out, but there's no hanging out with my ex. It's kind of like all or nothing, and it's very intense. But gosh, this airport is so big, and it takes so long to get out. So it's kind of late and I'm sick. I have fever, and it's interesting how our bodies kind of like react to our minds. Like your mind is really stressed out and your body kind of has a translation for that. So for me it's fever. Sometimes whenever I get really stressed out, it happens. I remember when I was in Israel or in DC, different times when my mom was coming to visit me. At the time, my mom was such a huge presence in my mind. And so when she would come and visit me, I would just get fever. I would fall in bed with fever and a big cough. And this has happened again this time. My ex came to visit me, and because we were talking to each other again, because we missed each other so much. So we were talking, and we even saw each other a couple times. We saw each other, and we saw each other where he lived. I went to visit him, and then we also met up in LA. We were both there at the same time. Then he came to visit me, and it was fun. And then I remembered why we broke up in the first place. Very, very, very intense. Like, I need to know that you're gonna be with me 100%, do or die right now. And then me saying, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And that was our entire relationship. Me saying, yes, no, and just going back and forth, up and down, literally getting physically sick over it, and not being able to actually enjoy the relationship because I was just so anxious. This was actually our entire relationship. This was like from the beginning, and there's just so many more things that kind of went with it, but it was like, and then I just kept going back to it. This is another reason why I'm excited to go to like a different country and just travel a bunch and sleep in hostels, because when you're sleeping in a hostel, you're forced to be around other people. You're forced to, like, even if you're feeling shitty, you're kind of forced to make conversation with other people, and so that's kind of what I experienced. And there's nothing better after a breakup than doing that. The worst thing for me has been staying in Dallas, staying in the condo, because that's where we were when we broke up the first time. That's where we are when we break up the second time. It's going to be really tough. But it's fine, because it takes a while for people to learn to become okay with themselves and figure out like the kind of therapies, tools that are there at their disposal. When you're with someone in such an intense relationship and you're just like this and not doing anything else, not focused on anything else, even if you are focused on other things, but your main focus is that you're like this in a relationship. And so you're not learning about the things that make you tick outside of it. And so then when you let go, even for a little bit, you're completely lost. And that's how I feel like it is for me. I feel completely lost outside of this relationship because we've just been so tight the entire time. But luckily, thing about therapy is that therapy is expensive, especially a good therapist. It's like really expensive, and I'm so living cheap right now. And maybe I'll get one of those like BetterHelp subscriptions, but like I don't really want like a poor therapist. And I know that sounds like mean, but like why would I want a poor person giving me advice? You know, someone that is not where I want to be, you know? Like why would I want to get advice from that kind of person? So there's that. And then my mom keeps calling me and saying like, yeah, like when are you gonna get married? When are you gonna have kids? And all this stuff. And I feel really pressured. I feel just extremely pressured and tight for time. My ex is texting me now like, what's going on? I just dropped him off at the airport very early. 1 second I'll be fine. The next second I'll have like a meltdown and I'll hate myself and I'll get disgusted at myself. And then I'll like try to like fix it by being like, I'm so sorry, thank you, I'm sorry. Like you're so good, and you know, and I'll really mean it. And then he'll be like so touched by my apology. He'll be like, that's fine, I totally get it. And then the next second I'll have another meltdown where I'm like, no, I didn't want this. I don't want this. I don't want, you know, the whole reason why we got in a relationship was because I thought that I was going to make money with him. It was supposed to be a professional relationship. And he turned it into a romantic one. And I was like, okay, well, as long as we don't lose our professional relationship. But then it became quickly evident that it was only going to be a romantic relationship, and I was not there for it. You know, I have these needs. Like, I really need to be financially stable. It was not something that I wanted it to be, but it was good for what it was. Anyway, I'm just so confused. I'm confused, but I just need to like get out of here, get a condo rented out, get to Mexico, go to therapy, and then find out what I'm going to do from there, and find out if I even should be getting married, like, and having kids. This is a coconut chicken curry that I'm making myself. It was supposed to be me and my ex having this. Why, Pardis, you ask? Why do you keep getting into a relationship that makes you crazy? Well, first of all, I might already be crazy. It might not be the relationship. I might just be having these meltdowns anyway. But when nobody's there, you can't have a meltdown at the wall. So you just, you know, and so I do actually have meltdowns with myself, but it's not as dramatic. It's more just like, oh, I'm like having a panic attack or something. You know, so I just sit with myself or I do something about it. But when somebody else is there, it's just like a different dynamic because, I knew I forgot some ingredients in this. So many things about the relationship that was just so off and so toxic, and I saw it from the beginning. But I just kept going back into it because, like, you know, humans are lonely. Like, we're just lonely. And that's the whole point of this vlog. The whole point of this vlog is because I was lonely, and my therapist a few years ago suggested that I use this vlog as my outlet because, like, you know, no one wants to sit and listen to you, like, talking for hours and hours and hours and hours. And I really just felt like talking for hours because it's just like a form of validation. With a vlog, people can listen or they cannot listen. They don't want to. And it's just your choice, and no one's being forced into it. And you can do it at any time. You can turn it on, off. And I get my needs met, which is talking about whatever this shit is. So, like, that's what I really like about it. And it's hard to do it when you're living with someone. It's hard to vlog because, like, if you're talking like with my ex, like, I'm not talking about him. I can't talk about him, like, in front of his face. I don't know. I feel like a piece of shit, so feel free, everyone in the comments, to let me know about what a piece of shit I am, because I would actually gladly accept those. I do feel like a piece of shit. I just know that I can't stay in a relationship where I'm constantly having meltdowns. Out of nowhere, I'm just constantly freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, what am I doing here? No, I don't want to be with you. Like, no, we have to end this. No. And then he's like, what? But like a minute ago, you were so like, 20 minutes ago, you were saying that you are happy and you want to have dinner tonight with me and we're going to have chicken curry. And I was like, yeah, but I don't know. Like, I don't want to, actually. And it's just this constant battle back and forth. It's like complete lack of, I don't know. I know that maybe I don't know if I want to be with him or not. Maybe I don't know. Up is down. Down is up. I don't know what is going on. I just know that that is not a good sign. That's complete chaos. And I have to figure out how to find stability and peace within myself. So that doesn't happen. And also just learning boundaries in general. Like, that was definitely the result of boundary issues, I think, from the beginning. I'm gonna have some of my curry now. It is really good stuff. This stuff is really good, and it's also like really helping with my throat. Yeah.